Greetings, everyone. This is Judge Schlackman. I'm a holistic counselor and energy healer. For today's video, I'll be speaking about the topic of victim consciousness. And to kind of highlight this topic, I'm starting out with the statement that everybody is a victim and nobody is a victim. Can those statements both be true? And I would present the idea that in a sense they both are true. Ultimately, it depends on our consciousness about things, the way we experience, the way we perceive and give meaning or interpretations to our reality. So we can create both of those realities, one in which we're all victims and also a reality in which there is really no such thing as a victim. If we think about things in terms of our human thought process and the way we ordinarily experience and react to life, we might observe that everyone, to some extent or in some situations, is having an experience of being a victim or being victimized. So this physical life experience is kind of inherently unfair and unequal. No two people have the exact same experiences in life, the exact same environments, the exact same family, culture, genetics, etc. So we could all perceive things in our environment as somehow victimizing us. It could be the way other people speak to you or treat you. It could be your genetics, your country, your religion, the club you belong to. All kinds of things in our life we might perceive that in some way they're doing harm to us. And of course that's something on a continuum. A person might say that they've been severely traumatized by something someone said or did, or the level of distress or disturbance about something might seem relatively small or minor. But we've all had experiences where we felt someone hurt us or harmed us, treated us unfairly. So we all go through that experience, and we all have that sense in that moment or time of being a victim, of having someone or something external to us cause us harm or be in some way unfair or unjust toward what we feel our life should be like. Now let's kind of step back from that ordinary human perspective and look at things from a more metaphysical perspective of infinite consciousness, a consciousness that's creating all of reality, all identities, all experiences, without needing to judge them as negative or positive, as right or wrong, as fair or unfair, just or unjust. Just observing everything as happening, as existing, and as being an experience to explore and learn or understand something from having that experience. So from that layer or level of consciousness, we could look at every experience as something that has some potential useful value to it. And no matter how unpleasant it might seem to that human personality or that physical body identity, it's ultimately not negative. It's really just something to experience and understand, to use for one's personal evolution in some manner. It's hard for us to relate to things from that perspective when we are going through our life, and we have our personal values, our beliefs, things we want to create or accomplish in our life, or ways that we desire to be treated. Inevitably, when we're coming from that perspective, things will happen that we find unpleasant or unfair. When those occur, we kind of have an opportunity to choose which perspective to react or respond from. Are we going to feel like a victim, like these external forces or factors are limiting or constricting us or defining who we are? Or do we take that broader view that whatever happens does not take away from or detract from who we are, the core of our being? We still see ourselves as valuable, as worthy, as brilliant, as lovable, as competent, whatever positive labels you might choose to use to define yourself. You can still maintain those even if something external treats you in a way or impacts you in a way that you feel is unpleasant or unfair. So it's really about mastering your own consciousness so that you don't get stuck in that victim state or that sense of feeling that you're a victim, that you're victimized, we could call it that. If you hold on to that state of consciousness or that identity, you're likely to resonate with more of that same type of experience. So the world around us tends to mirror back to us things to reinforce the way we think and feel about ourselves. So if you continue to feel like people are abusing you, neglecting you, abandoning you, rejecting you, mistreating you in whatever ways, that kind of becomes your identity, your vibration. You are that victim character, and you'll go on to, in a sense, replay those experiences until you learn or master the ability to let that go, to not use that to define who you are, to let go of the past, essentially, because once something has happened, it's already happened. You're not going to go back and change that timeline. You can shift your energy and not remain in that state of feeling victimized, of holding on to anger, to fear, to whatever emotions you generated from that experience. It's natural to have these types of feelings and reactions initially, because we do need to learn to respond to particular circumstances or scenarios. So something might have happened that caused you to feel like a victim, to give you an opportunity to learn to speak up, to assert yourself, to establish and express boundaries, etc. So it could be there to give you that learning experience, but once you use it for that purpose, why would you want to hold on to that feeling or emotion of being angry, of being afraid, of being that victim character? It doesn't serve a purpose anymore. So this is a way we can understand our life experiences, even the ones that feel painful or disturbing, ones where we feel we've been abused or mistreated in some manner. Those can actually be catalysts for our evolution, and they don't define who we ultimately are. They really are, in a sense, just experiences. They have kind of a neutral basis to them until we give them meaning, until we attach our thoughts and feelings to them. So how do you want to look at your experiences in your life? Do you want to feel like you're a victim all the time? Do you want to feel like these are all opportunities for you to learn and grow, no matter how seemingly unfair life may appear to be? People will do things that are harmful to us, at least to our physical body or to our personality, character that we're playing, to whatever role we're playing in life. So we might lose material things, we might have our reputation assaulted, things of that nature. But those are just really temporary things that we go through in life. We're not going to carry that beyond this physical incarnation back to our soul. Our soul isn't attached to those things. Our soul is having an unlimited range of experiences. Some are very pleasant, some are very unpleasant, but none of them are really limiting to the nature of our soul, to that spiritual power and force that we truly are. So if we identify with our soul, then we're not a victim, we're just the experiencer. We're just having this journey through life, learning things. We aren't limited by our body or by this character or identity that people perceive us to be here as human beings. We're so much more than that. So if you realize that you are so much more than that, then you don't see yourself as a victim. You can look at the experiences in a different way. You may choose to respond to them in particular ways, perhaps to assert what's important to you, what you think is fair and just in terms of human society. So you can still do that, but you're not going to carry that negative feeling with you. You're not going to feel like you've been demeaned or belittled. You're not going to feel that anger or hostility toward the world around you. You'll be able to go forward in a more sort of centered or present state where you're not continually expecting to be victimized and to have to react to that, to maintain this shield around you, this bubble of protection, etc. You don't have to go through life that way. You can be more open to life experience, realizing that yes, we're going to have this so-called victim experiences, but we're going to go through them and beyond them. We're going to carry forward greater wisdom, greater strength, greater courage, etc. as we encounter and go through the different challenges that life brings. And we'll also have compassion for other people, realizing their challenges, their struggles, the times where other people will feel that they're the victim, where they're going through some form of suffering, some form of feeling hurt, feeling they've been mistreated. If we get too caught up in the victim consciousness, we tend to distort the way we observe and respond to things in life. We might see things that are actually somewhat neutral or essentially benign as things that are meant to hurt or harm us because we're attached to that identity where we're expecting more of the victimization to occur rather than being open to look at different situations in different ways, to see different possibilities for how we can understand things and how we can feel about ourselves. So once again, going back to the statement I shared at the beginning, yes, everyone is a victim. We're all going to see things in our life that we feel seemed somehow unjust, unfair, somehow abusive toward us. But if we look at those things from a broader context, from a more metaphysical understanding, we can see things in life as always presenting some opportunity for our growth and evolution, where we don't have to remain stuck in that state of feeling victimized or having that identity of being the victim. So we can also see the perspective that ultimately no one is a victim. People may react to things from that perspective as if they're a victim, but from the soul level, they're really not. They're really here to have all these experiences, to be catalysts for spiritual growth in a sense. So life really can't be fair. We can't all have equality in that sense. No two people are going to have the same environment, the same genetic heritage. No two people can have the same outcomes in life. We're all here on our own unique path and unique journey. And if we're always comparing ourselves to others, seeing someone else as above us or below us, as having been treated better or worse, then we start to create all these victim stories. And in the long run, that's going to keep us stuck. It keeps us from remembering who we truly are and tapping into more of that positive potential that we can generate in our life. So take a breath, allow yourself to release, to let things go, to see yourself as a powerful spirit, not as just this human body, not as just the personality or labels that people attach to you, but to know that you're a much greater being, a much grander identity than that. I hope that this discussion has given you some insights into how you react and respond to life, as well as how other people around you are perceiving and responding to things, so you can have compassion for yourself and others as we each navigate our life journey. For those that are interested in holistic health and personal growth and spirituality, I invite you to view my website, which is phinsights.com. That's phinsights.com. And for now, I wish everyone a wonderful day. Namaste.